Okay, welcome back. So for today, we're going to discuss another topic or another part of the topic for influence line. So ngayon, influence line for trusses naman. So let's start. So trusses are often used as primary load carrying structures for bridges, no? Hence, for the design, it is important to be able to construct the influence line for each of the members. So ano nga ba nangyayari? So alam naman natin na if we construct a bridges, the main purpose of that is to move or for the moving vehicle to pass through it, no? So ibig sabihin, kapag may moving vehicle, it is important to know how to construct the influence line of each of the member of our structure. In our case, that is the truss, no? So paano nga ba nangyayari yon? So sabi dito, as shown in the figure, the loading on the bridge deck is transmitted to stringers, which in turn transmit into floor beams and then to the joints along the bottom of the cord of the truss. So ang nangyayari dyan, from the deck, di ba meron tayong moving load, it will be transmitted through stringers and then eventually to the floor beams and then ipapasa niya yan sa joint ng ating trusses. So ngayon, kung ganun yung scenario, kailangan pala natin makuha yung influence line for the actual force of each of the member of truss, no? So ngayon, paano natin kukuhanin yon? Meron ako nilagay dito na key principles, no? So sabi dito, use method of joints or method of section to calculate the force in each member. Just like what we did on the beam, we need to put one unit load at various location of the beam. So ngayon, saan yung various location na yun? It depends, no? If the moving load is moving at the top chord of the truss, ano nga ba yung top chord ng truss? Yung taas ng truss, no? Yung mga member sa taas. Kapag doon nagmo-move yung moving load, doon ka maglalagay ng 1 unit load. Ngayon, kapag yung moving load naman is moving at the bottom chord, just like here in our example, kasi nandito yung deck, we will assume that the moving load moves at the bottom, no? So kapag ganyan yung scenario, maglalagay ka ng 1 unit load at various locations. Saan yung various location na yun? Sa mga joints ng bottom chord. Okay? And then you can use method of section and method of joints to calculate the forces in each of the member of the truss, no? So ito very important, as a sign convention, if the member force is tensile, it is considered as positive value. If it is compressive, it is negative. So in calculation, no, I always assume that the member is a tension member. Away from the point lagi yung ina-assume ko. Parang pag nag-negative yung sagot, it is compression, no? So kapag positive, ibig sabihin tama yung ating assumption. So ganun na lang ginagawa ko. Lagi ako nag-a-assume ng away from the point. But that is just only for trusses, no? So kapag iba na, ay for influence line for trusses. Kapag iba na, edi ina-assume ko na yung real behavior ng truss. Okay? So ngayon, let's discuss naman the maximum influence line is due to a series of concentrated loading. So ngayon, paano ba tayo kumukuha ng maximum magnitude due to a series of moving concentrated loading? So for example, we have a beam. So simply supported beam na lang. Tapos kumukuha tayo sa shear at point C. So ngayon, yung influence line for the shear at point C, we could already get that kasi using Murray-Breslas principle lang yan. Using Murray-Breslas principle, you can get the value or the appearance of the influence line and then maglagay ka ng 1 unit load dito sa point C, edi makukuha mo na yung value ng ordinate dito. So ngayon, para makuha mo daw yung maximum magnitude for the shear at point C, magkakaroon ka ng tatlong cases. It depends, no? Kung tatlo yung gulong mo, tatlong cases. Kung apat yung gulong mo, apat na cases. And then, anong gagawin mo doon? You need to place each of the axle or yung gulong to the maximum ordinate. Kung maximum positive ang hinahanap mo, edi dapat i-place mo yung each of the axle to the maximum positive. In our case, meron tayong tatlong axle, no? So, yung 4.5, unang case, i-place mo 0.75 and then yung 18 sa sunod, meron kang distance na 1.5 naman. Tapos meron ka din dito distance na 1.5. O, tingnan natin yung mga cases. So, this is your first case. So, yung 4.5, naka-place siya sa 0.75 and then yung 18, sukat kang 1.5. Meron siyang value ng ordinate na 0.625 and then another 1.5 for 0.5. Okay? That is your case 1. So, for your case 2, i-place mo naman yung pangalawang axle. That is 18. So, yung 4.5 natin, lumagpas na. It is placed now on negative influence line. So, ang value niya na ay negative 0.125. Ngayon, yung third case mo, i-place mo naman yung dulong 18. So, yung 4.5 mo, wala na siyang tulong kasi nandun na siya agad sa reaction. kasi meron kang 1.5 distance, no? So baka magtaka kayo, sir, paano ba nakuha yung 0.625, 0.5, negative 0.125, and then the other ordinates, no? So remember, based on our previous discussion, if the beam is statically determinate, yung influence line niya is consist of straight line segments. Now, if you already know the value for here na 0.75 tsaka 0.25, tapos you already know the distance between the axles, you can use ratio and proportion to get the other ordinates, no? Pwede mo makuha yung 0.625 using ratio and proportion or similar triangle, just like what we did in our previous discussion, no? So pare-parehas lang yan. Okay? So ganun din sa moment, magkakaroon ka rin ng other cases. It depends on how many axles do you have. So in our case, we have 3 axles. Magkakaroon din tayo ng tatlong case. Okay? So, ganun lang po ang ating discussion ngayon, and mag-solve na tayo siguro ng sample problems for trusses and for series of concentrated loading. Magpapalit lang ako ng module. Okay, so let's try to solve problem number 13. So, sabi dito, draw the influence line for the forces in member AF, CF, and FG of the Parker truss shown in the figure. Live loads are transmitted to the bottom chord of the truss. So take note ha. So sabi niya dito yung live loads daw magmo-move sa bottom chord ng truss. Ibig sabihin yung 1 unit load natin na magmo-move is ilalagay natin sa bottom joints. So that is point A, point B, point C, point D, and point E. And then yung hinahanap si AF, no? Si AF, si CF, tsaka si FG. So ito si AF, ito si FG, ito si CF. So for these two, siguro gagamitan natin ng method of section, but for this one, method of joints na lang. Kasi mas maganda yung method of joints sa kanya. But before we could do that, first thing we need to do is to determine the reaction, no? So ano nga ba yung reaction nito? So lagyan natin ng RA dito. And then let's get the reaction if the 1 unit load is moving on the bottom chord, no? So that is our RA. So ngayon magkaroon siguro tayo ng representation ng ating moving loads. So ito yung moving load natin, 1 unit load. Siguro lagyan natin ng distance from point E na X. Okay? So ngayon, ganun lang, just like what we did in beams, no? Ang problema lang dito, nagkaroon tayo ng maraming point, no? So ganun lang, 1 unit load at point A, point B, point C, point D, and point E. Ang hinahanap natin dito is the RA, no? So ngayon, para makuha mo si RA, you need to take the moment at point E. Kaya ako nga nilagyan ng X distance sa point E. So paano yun? E dito na lang natin lagay. So ngayon, summation moment sa E equals 0. Clockwise, positive. So ngayon, lagyan na lang natin ng equation. No? Paano ba natin lalagyan ng equation? So yung RA moving clockwise, so that is positive, multiplied by, anong distance niya? 16, kasi sabi dito, 4 panels at 4 meters. So, ibig sabihin, 4 meters ito, 4 meters ito, 4 meters ito, and then ito ay 4 meters. For a total of 16. So, ito pala ay 16. Ngayon, yung 1 unit load natin, nagmo-move. So, negative 1 na lang yan, since it is moving counterclockwise, no? Ang distance yan is X, kasi nagbabago-bago. Just like what we incorporated here in our figure. Is equals to 0. So, ngayon, simplify natin. So, yung RA natin is equivalent to X over 16. Ngayon, if X is equals to 16, ibig sabihin yung 1 unit load mo nasa point A. So, ngayon, kung nasa point A yung 1 unit load mo, what is the value for RA? So, 16 over 16, that is 1.0. Okay? So, now, if the 1 unit load is at point B, dapat yung X mo is equivalent to 4, 8, 12. So, dapat 12. So, yung RA mo yan, kapag yung X mo is equals to 12, this is 0.75. So, if the 1 unit load is placed at point C, so yung X mo dapat is equivalent to 8. So, yung RA mo is 8 over 16, this is 0.5. If the 1 unit load is placed at point D, yung X mo ay dapat equal to 4. Yung RA mo dyan is equivalent to 0.25. Now, if the 1 unit load is placed at point E, yung X value mo should be equivalent to 0 kasi nasa point E nga, no? So, if you don't have any number, 0 divided by any number is equivalent to 0. So, we can now incorporate this in our table. So, ito pala ay 1.0, 0.75, 0.25, 0.5, 0.5, 0.25, and then 0. Okay? So, para makuha natin si FAF, gagamitan natin siya ng method of joints. So, ngayon, mag-method of joints tayo at joint A. O, sa joint A, ano makikita mo? So, meron tayong reaction, o RA, tapos we do have pagento, tapos pagento. So, lagyan natin slope. Ang slope niyan is, I think, 3 vertical and 4 horizontal. Tapos, yung hypotenuse is 5. Kasi 3, 4, 5, right triangle yan, no? So, this is FAF. Again, just like I said earlier, always assume that your force is away from the point or intention. Ito hindi na natin lalagyan kasi wala tayong pakialam dyan. Now, to determine the AF, so kailangan natin mag-summation forces vertical, no? Summation forces sa Y equals 0, upward, positive. If that's the case, so we have RA. So first, if 1 is at point A, so yung RA natin is equivalent to 1. So ngayon, 1. Positive yan kasi moving upward, no? Remember, meron din tayong 1 unit load dito, no? Kasi sabi natin if 1 unit load is at point A. So yung 1 unit load natin downward, so minus 1. Buburin ko na muna to ha kasi ito yung pag-basis natin sa lahat ng figure. Minus 1, again, this is for the reaction. This is for the 1 unit load moving, no? And then, plus FAF multiplied by vertical component over hypotenuse equal to 0. So, ngayon yung FAF natin dyan, since this cancel out, no? So, FAF natin is equivalent to 0. So, 0 pala ito. Okay? So, another one, if 1 is at point B, so yung RA ko is equivalent to 0.75. So, lagay natin, reaction, 0.75. We don't incorporate anymore the 1 here. Kasi lumagpas na, nandito ka na, hindi ka nakasama sa joint A. So, ngayon, wala na yan. So, plus FAF na lang yan, multiplied by 3 over 5 equals 0. So, yung FAF ko is equivalent to, keep solve ko lang, so this is negative 1.25. Okay? And then another one, if the 1 unit load is at point C, so yung RA ko is 0.5. So 0.5, again, wala na rin yung 1 unit moving load, no? So plus FAF 3 over 5 is equals to 0. So FAF is equivalent to 0.83 negative plus 2 F1 at C, D pala. 1 at D, your RA is equivalent to 0.25. So 0.25 plus FAF 3 over 5 equals to 0. So FAF is equivalent to negative 0.42. And then finally, if the 1 unit load is placed at point E, dito na lang, di na kasya, your RA is equivalent to 0. So therefore, FAF mo is also equivalent to 0. Okay? So ngayon, if we're going to draw the influence line, pero bago yun, sulat muna natin, no? Negative 1.25, negative 0.83, negative 0.42, and then 0. So ngayon, drawing na natin yung influence line natin. Remember, influence line consists of straight line segments, no? Kaya madali lang siya i-drawing. Hatiin muna natin to sa 5. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sobra. Yan. So, this is point B, C, D, and E. Consist of straight line segments. Nagsimula tayo sa 0. Nag-pick tayo based on our nag-pick tayo sa point B. So, pag ganyan. Okay? So, lagyan natin mga values. So, this one is negative 1.25. This is negative 0.83. Negative 0.42. And then eventually, 0. And then ito rin 0. This is 4 meters. This is 4 meters. This is also 4 meters. This is also 4 meters. So, this is your influence line for force AF. Okay? So, ganun lang po. So, that is already your answer for ito, yung letter A, yung AF, force AF. Okay? So, ngayon, susunod natin is the influence line for CF. Okay, so for influence line for CF, ang gagawin natin, burahin ko muna to ha. Kasi we already got the reaction. So ngayon, pag binura ko yan, remember, kapag nag-method of section tayo, kailangan may makancel tayong dalawa para makapag-moment tayo. Para isa lang yung unknown natin, no? So ang gagawin ko, pag nag-method of section tayo, pinutol ko dito, ipoproject ko ito. Kapag pinroject ko yan, banda dito, no? Yan. So, ang gagawin ko, mag-moment ako dito sa point O. Tawagin natin tong point O. Para, pag na-expose ito, no? Tsaka na-expose ito, makakancel yung FBC tsaka FFG. E di makukuha ko na agad si FCF. Okay? So, ngayon, pero, ano yung distance na to? Hindi natin alam yan. Tawagin natin X. How do we get that distance? To get that distance, gagamitin natin ng ratio and proportion. Gagamitin natin, di ba yung triangle na to, itong maliit na to, no? So, that is 1, 4, ito yun, 1, tsaka 4. So, yung triangle na yan is similar to this triangle, itong hina-highlight ko, no? So, we can use that relationship. So, paano yun? So, para pwede nating sabihin na, so, dito na lang. So, 1 is to 4 is equivalent to X. Ano mga height nito? That is 1 plus 3. So, that is 4 over X plus 8. Paano naging 8? Kasi may 4 ka dito, and then another 4. So, X plus 8. Ngayon, yung X distance natin is equivalent to 8 kapag ginamitan ng shift solve, no? Okay? So, ngayon, ang gagawin natin, again, kahit gamitan mo ng method of section, method of joints, always assume that the forces are in tension. So, kapag in tension yan, ibig sabihin, ito, pwede natin gawing away from the point. Okay? Away from the point, tension. So, magkakaroon ka ng vertical component dito, tsaka horizontal component. So, yung horizontal component, that is FC, multiplied by, ano yung slope nito? This is 3, 4, and 5. So, this is horizontal, 4 over 5. And then this one is FC, 3 over 5. Okay? So, pwede ka na mag-moment. Pwede ka na mag-moment sa point O and then get the value for FFC tsaka yun, FFC lang. Okay? So, ngayon lagay ko na lang dito. Cut ko to. So, para makuha natin si FC, so, summation moment sa point O equals 0 clockwise, positive. So what will happen? So we have, since nandito yung 1 unit load natin, no? Lagay natin 1 at point A. Yung reaction natin is 1.0. Okay? So yung 1 unit load natin nandito, yung reaction natin is 1. So since yung reaction is counterclockwise, so negative 1 multiplied by distance 8 plus 1 times 8. Ito ay based on the reaction, ito ay based dun sa 1 unit moving load. And then plus FFC multiplied by, ito muna, 4 over 5 times 3. And then plus FC times 3 over 5 multiplied by, anong distance niyan? 4 plus 8, so that is 12. Equals 0. Since wala kang loading, kasi these two cancels out, no? So ngayon, yung FFC mo dyan is equivalent to 0. Okay? So ngayon, 1 at na tayo, 1 at point B. So yung RA natin is equivalent to 0.75. So negative 0.75 multiplied by 8. Ngayon, yung 1 natin, hindi na 8 yung distance. Kasi lumagpas na siya, nandito na siya sa point B, no? So nasa point B yan, ang distance niya yan ay 12, no? So 1 times 12 plus FFC, ito hindi nagbabago, plus FFC equals 0. So FFC is equivalent to, shift solve ko lang, so ang nakukuha ko is negative 0.625. Okay? So yan yung pangalawang value natin, no? So sunod, 1 at point C, yung reaction naman natin is equivalent to 0.5. So ngayon, negative 0.5, again this is based on the reaction multiplied by 8, plus meron pa ba tayong 1 unit load? Yung 1 unit load natin nasa point C na, nag-cut ako. Di lumagpas na yun, hindi na natin i-consider yun. Kasi considering left side lang tayo. So ngayon, burahin natin to. Wala na tayong 1 unit load. So plus, FFC na agad ito, 4 over 5 times 3, plus FFC times 3 over 5 times 12 equals 0. So yung ating FFC is equivalent to 0.42. Okay? So ngayon 1 at D. So yung ating reaction is equivalent to 0.25. So again, wala na tayong 1 unit load. So 0.25 times 8 plus FFC 4, 5 times 3, and then plus FFC 3, 5 times 12 equals 0. Okay, calculate ko lang. So FFC is equivalent to 0.208 or 21 na lang. Positive. And then, last one is 1 at E. So, RA mo is 0. So, 0. So, plus na lang to. Definitely, kung 0 ito, edi 0 na rin yung FFC mo. So, lagay ko na lang, FFC is 0. Okay? So, ngayon, paano natin isusulat yung influence line? Underline ko lang, no? And then, i-table natin. So, rewrite ko lang siguro para mas malinaw. So, 1 at A, B, C, D, and E. RA is 1.0, 0.75, 0.5, 0.25, and then 0. So, yung FFC natin is equivalent to 0, negative 0.625, tapos anong sunod? Negative 0.42, or positive? Positive 0.42, 0.21, and then 0. So, drawing na natin yung influence line. This is point A, B, C, D, and E. Nauna siya nag-negative, so negative tayo dito. Negative 0.625, so medyo mataas. And then eventually, nag-positive. Okay, so lagyan natin ng mga value. So this is negative 0.625, and then this one is 0.42, positive, and then 0.21, and then eventually 0. So this is now your influence line for the force FC or CF. Kung ano man yun, pares lang yan. Okay? So if you notice, no, yung FAF natin, all of the values here are negative because that is a top chord. Kasi yung thrust natin, parang yung behavior niya nagiging beam. So yung top, nagiging compression, yung bottom, nagiging tension. So yung top chord, always subjected to compression yan. So ibig sabihin yung AF mo, ine-expect mo na negative yung mga value kapag meron tayong moving load. While in the diagonals, no, just like FCF, it transitions, no? So initially, from negative, nagiging positive siya as the moving loads move through the truss. Okay? So ngayon yung FFG, since that is a top chord, so siguro i-assume natin siya na lahat ng value niya ay magiging negative. Okay? So that's how we answer the influence line for CF. Okay, so let's answer the influence line for FG. So, kasya pa ba? So, dito na lang. So, kapag FG, so syempre, burahin ko na to ha. Hindi na natin kailangan ito. Pag FG, ang gagawin na lang natin dyan is i-project natin yung FG, no? So, yung FG, ito yun. Pero, ipoproject natin siya in horizontal and vertical component. Vertical component muna, FG. This is 1 vertical and ano to? So that is square root of 1 squared plus 4 squared. Square root of 17. So kasi ito yun eh. 1, 4, this is square root of 17. So ito ay square root of 17. So ngayon yung horizontal natin, FFG, So this is 4 over square root of 17. So, ayan. So, ngayon, para may makuha tayo, no? Para ma-cancel natin tong FFG, hindi na ako magsa-summation force horizontal. Summation force vertical na lang. Meron na rin naman tayong vertical ni FFC. So, ngayon, ito si FFC, no? Lagay natin yung vertical ni FFC. Yan. So, ganun na lang, summation force vertical. Meron naman tayong value na FFC dito. Okay? So, lagyan ko lang harang, siguro. Summation forces vertical equals 0, upward positive. If 1 unit load is at point A, raw reaction is equal to 1.0. Ngayon, yung value mo ng FFC is equivalent to 0. So, let's find out what is the value of FFG. So, ngayon yung FFG ko is ito. 1 over square root of 17. So, ngayon, 1. This is based on the reaction, minus 1 plus FFG 1 over square root of 17 equals 0. So ngayon, kapag sinimplify mo yan, malamang si FFG is equivalent to 0. Kasi ito, maka-cancel out. Okay? So sunod, 1 at B. Your RA is 0.75. Okay? So yung FFC mo naman is equivalent to negative 0.625. Okay? Lagay natin. 0.625. So, okay. So, we have 0.75. This is based on the reaction. Ngayon, plus, minus. Minus 1. Remember, nasa point B pa lang. Nandito pa lang yan. So, included pa yan sa cutting plane natin. So, 1. Minus FC. Negative ha? FFC. So, ibig sabihin, kapag negative, compression. So, kapag negative, so, assuming that that is compression, no? So, dapat, upward yung i-consider mo dito. So, that should be positive, no? Kasi kapag compression, towards to the point, so, dapat ito ay positive. Which is 0.625. Kahit negative siya dito again, it means that it is compression. So ngayon, kapag compression yon, upward kasi towards to the point. Ayan, no? Towards to the point, compression yon. Okay? Tapos multiply mo yan ng 3 over 5 plus FG. So, ilan kaya si FFG? Negative 0.515. Okay? Okay, another one. If the 1 unit load is at point C, RA is 0.5. And then your FC is equivalent to positive 0.42. So kung positive yan, it means that it is tension away from the point. So that should be negative. Okay? So ngayon yung 1 unit load natin na moving, hindi na included kasi nasa point C na siya. Remember, ito yung cutting plane natin and then we consider the left side. Okay? So ito ay 0.5 and then minus 0.42. This is FFC ha. 3 over 5 and then plus FFG 1 square root of 17 equals 0. So FFG negative 1.0225. 1.02 na lang. Okay? And then, dito na lang, 1 at point D. So, ang ating value ng ating reaction is equals to 0.25. And then, yung ating value ng FFC is equals to 0.22. 22 ba? 21. I think that's 21. 21. So, magiging 0.25. Again, positive. So, dapat away from the point. So, negative yan dito. 0.21. Equals 0. FFG is equals to negative 0.515. Okay? And then lastly, 1 at point E, yung RA mo is equivalent to 0. And then yung FFC mo is also equivalent to 0. So therefore, yung FFG mo is also equivalent to 0. Okay? So we can now draw the influence line. So i-table lang natin. Siguro isama ko na dito, no? FFG. So this is 0, negative 0.515, negative, ano yan? 1.02, negative 0.515, and then 0. So parang ganito yung influence line niya, no? This is point A, B, C, D, and E. Remember, negative yung mga nakuha natin, so dapat compression. Nakababa. Okay, so this is negative 0.515. This is negative 1.02. This is negative 0.515. This is your influence line for force FG. Okay, so that's how you answer influence line for trusses. Ito pa lang ay mga influence line, wala pa yung magnitude. So next problem, siguro mag-consider tayo ng magnitude. Okay? Okay, so let's try to answer problem number 14. So sabi dito, for the truss shown in the figure, determine the maximum compressive axial force in member GH due to a concentrated live load of 120 kN and a uniformly distributed live load of 28 kN per meter and a uniformly distributed dead load of 14 kN per meter. So ngayon, pinapahanap sa atin yung maximum compressive axial force in GH, no? So para makuha natin yung maximum compressive axial force, again, we need to draw the influence line. So ngayon, ito yung hinahanap, GH. Pero bago yan, siguro mag-cut tayo and then gamitan natin ang method of section. Kapag ginamitan natin method of section, siguro i-consider ko yung left side. Although mas madali yung right side, but for me, mas sanay kasi ako sa left side. So it can be either one of the two, no? It's up to you, the solver. So just like I said, if we cut a certain segment of the truss, always assume that the forces is in tension para mas madaling ma-solve. So ito ay in tension, ito ay in tension, ito ay in tension. Just like what you said, based on the previous problem, no? If sa bottom nagmo-move yung moving load, it is considered as the top chord should be always in compression, while in the bottom chord should be always in tension. So ine-expect natin na even though it is away from the point, negative yung lalabas kasi nga it is compression, no? Okay? So I already solved the 1 unit load ay mga reaction if the 1 unit load is moving. Point A, point T, point C, point D, and point E. Parehas lang naman to dun sa ginawa natin based on our previous problem, no? So ngayon, problema, how do we get the value of FGF? So ito kasi si FGF. Paano natin makukuha si FGF? So we can take the moment at point C, no? So pag nag-moment tayo sa point C, so makakancel si FCH tsaka si FCT because they don't have any distance from my point of moment, no? So in our case, yun yung gawin natin. So hinahanap natin si FGF. So summation moment at point C equals 0 clockwise positive. So ngayon lagay natin dito 1 at point A. So your reaction is equivalent to 1.0. Okay? So 1, again, this is based on the reaction. Nagmo-moment ka sa point C. GH pala, sorry. Ito pala GF. GH. Okay? So 1 at 1 multiplied by the distance, sabi dito 16 meters, 4 meters per panel, no? So 4 meters, 4 meters. So ang distance nito ay A, 8. Tapos, di ba meron tayong 1 unit load dito? Sabi kasi natin, 1 unit load at point A. So, that is negative kasi moving counterclockwise. 1 times 8. And then, another plus kasi this is moving clockwise from point C. So, plus FGF multiplied by 3. So, plus FGF multiplied by 3 equals 0. There's no need for component kasi it is already perpendicular to the point of moment, no? Okay, so itong dalawa magka-cancel, so therefore FGF is just equivalent to, but FGF nilalagay ko, FGH, no? FGH is equivalent to 0. Okay? So 1 at point B. So yung RA ko is equivalent to 0.75. So 0.75 pala. 0.75 times 8. Ngayon, yung 1 unit load ko nasa point B na. So therefore, the distance now is 4 meters. So minus 1 times 4 plus FGH. Ito hindi nagbabago. Times 3 equals 0. So yung aking FGH is equivalent to 0.67, negative 0.67, or para mas accurate, negative 2/3. Negative 2/3. Okay? So ngayon, 1 at point C. So yung RA ko dyan is equivalent to 0.5. Okay? So 0.5 multiplied by the distance 8. So, yung 1 natin, it doesn't have any distance anymore kasi sa point C ako nagmo-moment, tapos nandun din yung 1 unit load. So, hindi na natin isasali. So, plus FGH multiplied by 3 is equivalent to 0. So, yung FGH natin is equivalent to 0.58 negative 4 over 3. Okay? So, ngayon, 1 at point D. So, yung RA ko is equivalent to 0.25. Okay? So, 0.25, again, hindi na included yung 1 unit load, plus FGH multiplied by 3 equals 0. So, ilan kaya si FGH natin? Negative 2/3 ulit. And then 1 at point E. So, yung RA ko dyan is equivalent to 0. Kung 0 yan, edi yung FGH natin is also equivalent to 0. Okay? So, ngayon, let's draw the influence line. C, D, and E. This is 4 meters, 4 meters, 4 meters, and then another 4 meters. So, lagay natin siguro sa table. So, ito ay 0, negative 2/3, negative 4/3, negative 2/3, and then 0. Okay? So, malaki biglang nag-jump dun sa C, no? So, yun yung pinakamalaki. So, ilagay natin yun yung pinakamalaki dito. Okay? So, lagyan natin mga values. So, this is negative 2 over 3. This is negative 4 over 3. Negative 2 over 3. Again, kaya ako nagawang ganito kasi it consists of straight line segments based on the principle that is stated earlier, no? Okay? So, ang sinabi, meron daw tayong moving concentrated live load of 120 kN. And then, pinapahanap is compressive axial force. So, syempre, ilalagay natin yan sa maximum compressive ordinate. So, ito yung 120. 120 kN. So, ngayon, and then meron daw tayong uniform live load of 28 kN. Ngayon, kung merong tension dito, ilalagay lang natin yung mga values na yon sa compression. Kasi compressive hinahanap. In our case, since we don't have any tension, so ilalagay lahat natin siya dito sa whole span of our structure. Hindi ko mapantay, so lagyan na lang natin din niya. Ilan daw yan? So that is 28 kN per meter. Okay, and then we have a dead load which should be applied all throughout the structure, no? So 4 kN per meter. $14. kN per meter. So now, how are we gonna solve the maximum compressive force? So, ang gagawin natin, just like what we did on beams, no? So, yung concentrated loading, multiply sa ordinate, and then the uniform loading, multiply dun sa area. Okay? So, F GH is equivalent to negative 120 multiplied by 4 over 3, and then minus 28 times 1 half. O, pwede natin consider ito na triangle. So, 1 half, ang height natin is 4 over 3. So, 4 over 3, and then yung length natin is 16, and then minus 14. 1 half, same thing. 4 over 3, and then 16. So, ilan kaya yung FGH natin? (16, 14, 1 half, 4 over 3. Sorry for the rain, ha? Medyo malakas yung ulan. Negative 608 kilonewton. Okay? So, that is in compression, ha? So, let's see if we're correct. 608. So, tama naman. Okay? So, that's how we solve problem number 14. So, next time, solve natin problem number 15. Okay, so let's try to solve problem number 15. So, sabi dito, for the beam shown in the figure, determine the maximum positive shear and bending moment at point B due to a series of concentrated moving loads shown besides the beam. So, ito ay series of concentrated moving loads niya. Again, just like based on the previous discussion, these are axles, no, gulong. So, kapag merong mga gulong, so paano ba natin ma-determine yung maximum positive shear and maximum bending moment? Okay? So, ngayon, ang gagawin natin is gamitan na lang natin ng Mueller-Breslas principle, no? So, like I said, based on Mueller-Breslas principle, if we're going to find the value for the influence line for shear, we'll incorporate roller guide, no? And then apply positive shear for the left side that is downward, for the right side that is upward. So, since may restriction tayo dito, yung movement ng beam natin magiging ganon, and then ganon, and then ganon. And then the only problem here is in determining the value of the ordinate. So, siguro ilagay na natin yung shape ng influence line. Okay, so this is now the shape of the influence line. This is 10 meters. And then this is 5 meters. So this is point A, point B, and then point C. So ngayon, ang hanapin na lang natin is yung ordinate. So para malaman natin yung ordinate, place 1 unit load here, and then get the value for the shear, no? Para makuha mo yung ordinate. Ngayon, you can consider the left side or the right side, pero na-consider na nasanay tayo sa left, so left na lang gamitin natin. So ngayon, para makuha mo yung reaction, madali lang naman yan. So this is just equal to 5 over 15. So ito, long span over total span, or far span over total span. So that is 5 over 15. So, or 1/3. Pwede natin sabihin 1/3 na lang, no? So ito naman, kung 1/3 yun, 2/3 naman ito. Okay? Para equal sila sa 1. And then, after that, cut the beam and then consider the left side or the right side. Eh, syempre, kumuha tayo ng reaction sa left, edi consider natin yung left side. Okay? So, again, we do have reaction here, which is equals to 1/3. Ngayon, meron tayong 10 meters dito. So, again, yung shear natin is downward and can be considered as shear left and shear right. It depends on your analysis based on the 1 unit moving load. Okay? So ngayon, computein natin yung VL, opposite direction positive, same direction negative. Kapag VL, ibig sabihin yung 1 unit load is just to the left of point B. So ngayon, kapag ganyan yung scenario, include pa natin si 1. So this is 1/3 kasi opposite direction, kaya positive, minus 1 kasi same yung direction nila. So, VL is equivalent to negative 2/3. So, ibig sabihin pala, ito ay negative 2/3. Okay? So, how about VR? VR, hindi na natin kukonsider yung 1 kasi nag-cut tayo sa left side, kinonsider natin yung 1 unit load natin, luwagpas dyan, just to the right of point B. If that's the case, we will consider only the reaction, no? Which is equivalent to 1/3. So, yung VR natin is equivalent to 1/3. Ito pala ay equivalent sa 1/3. And based on the principle that I discussed earlier, since we have 3 axles, no, we will be having 3 cases. So ito na yung sabihin nating first case. Case number 1. So case number 1, i-place mo yung unang gulong. Since positive ang hinahanap, no, positive shear. So unang gulong dun sa maximum ordinate. Maximum positive ordinate. So this is 125. Tapos sukat ka ng dalawa. 2 meters. Nandito si, ano yan? 100. Sukat ka ng tatlo. Nandito si 50. Okay? So this is 2 meters. This is 3 meters. So sakto, 5 meters kasi siya. Okay? So ngayon, kailangan natin ng coordinate na to. How do we get this ordinate? So tawagin natin tong y. We can do ratio and proportion, no? So y over 5 is equivalent, y over 5 today. Y over 3 is equivalent to 1/3 over 5. So yung y natin is equivalent to 3.5. 0.2. 0.2. Ito no need na kasi 0 naman yan. Ngayon yung first case natin, yung VB max natin, VB max positive, is equivalent to, again, concentrated load multiplied by the ordinate. So this is 1/3. And then plus 100 times 0.2. And then yung 50 natin, wala nang value. So 50 multiplied by 0. Wala na kasing ordinate. So VB max plus is equivalent to 125, 1/3 plus 100 times 0.2. So this is 61.67 kilonewton. Okay? Potential answer pa lang yan kasi meron pa tayong case 2. So this is our case 2. Okay, so this is negative 2 over 3. This is 1/3 A, B, and C. 10 meters and then 5 meters. So ngayon yung pangalawang gulong naman ang ilalagay mo sa maximum ordinate. So in our case, this is 100. Tapos sukat ka ng dalawa. Nandito si 125. And then sukat ka ng tatlo. Nandito si 50. Okay? So tama naman. 125 and 50. Okay? So ngayon, just like what we did earlier, so kailangan mo nito. So tawagin natin tong y1. Tapos ito, tawagin natin y2. So yung y1 is y1 all over. So 10, may nawasan mo ng dalawa, so that is 8. Ito yung distance na to. This is 8 kasi 10 binawasan mo ng dalawa, which is equivalent to negative 2/3. Pero tanggalin na natin yung negative. 2 over 3 over 10 is equivalent to y1 natin. Sorry for the rain ha, umulan kasi, malakas yung ulan. So ang lumalabas na sagot is 8 over 15. Remember, that is negative ha, kasi negative pinanggalingan. Okay, tapos yung y2 over 3. So itong natira is 2. So, y over 2 is equivalent to 1/3 over 5. So, nakuha ko is 2 over 15. Okay, let's try to see. So, VB is equivalent to negative 125 multiplied by 8. 15 plus 100 times 1/3 and then plus 2 over 15 or 50 times 2 over 15. Ilan kaya ito? So, nakakuha ko ng negative 26.67. Definitely, this is not the answer, no? Kasi nga, ang hinahanap natin, maximum positive. And neither kapag nilagay ko yung 50 dun sa ating case 3. So, remember, this is case 2, ha? Yung case 3, malamang hindi din answer yon kasi lahat ng value ng axle ko nasa negative sign na. So, definitely, this is already the answer for the shear, maximum shear. And tama naman yung lumabas, 61.67. Okay, let's determine the maximum bending moment, no, sa point B. If that's the case, di ba ang ginagawa natin, palitan natin ng hinge. Palitan natin ng hinge, then apply positive moment. Sa left side, counterclockwise. Sa right side, clockwise. So, may restriction ka. So, therefore, your movement of the beam will become like this. Since that is only a hinge, parang ganyan. Okay? And then, to determine the value of the ordinate, pwede na tayong mag-cut. Okay? This is 10 meters. This is 5 meters. This is point A. Point A tuloy. Point B. This is point A, point B, and then point C. Ngayon, paano natin makukuha yung ordinate? Again, meron na tayong cutting plane dito. Palitan na lang natin ng moment, no? Meron kang reaction dito. 1 over 3. This is 10 meters. This is counterclockwise, M. So, M natin, opposite direction, positive, same direction, negative. That is 1/3 multiplied na yung 10. That's positive. Yung 1 dito, we don't need to consider that kasi it doesn't have any perpendicular distance. So, therefore, this is 10 over 3. 10 over 3. Okay? So, ang ordinate pala nito ay 10 over 3. So, ilagay na natin yung mga gulong. First case. Case 1. Ilagay natin dito si 125. Sukat ka ng dalawa. Tama ba? O tatlo? Dalawa nga. So, ilagay natin si 100. Sukat ka ng tatlo. Ilagay natin si 50. Okay? So, meron na naman tayong y. So, ngayon, y over 3 is equivalent to 10 over 3 over 5. So, ilan kaya si y? So, this is 2. So, y is equivalent to 2. So, ngayon, m b max is equivalent to 125 multiplied by 10 over 3 plus 100 times 2 plus 50 times 0. Okay? So, yung MB max ko is equivalent to 125 10 over 3 plus 100 times 2. So, that is 616.67 kilonewton meter. That is a potential answer kasi meron pa tayong case 2. So, punta tayo sa case 2. So, this is 10 over 3. This is 10 meters, 5 meters, B, C, A. Okay, case 2 natin. Ilagay natin dito si 100 kilonewton. So, burin ko na yung kilonewton, no? 100. Dito naman si 125. Bilang ka ng dalawa, no? 125 bilang ka ng tatlo. Nandito ngayon si 50. Okay? So, kailangan natin to y1 and then y2. So, y1 over. So, again, this is 8, no? y1 over 8 is equivalent to 10 over 3 divided by 10. So, yung y1 natin is equivalent to 8 over 3. So, yung y2 natin naman, y2 over 2. Dalawa na lang yung natira dito eh. Okay? So, equivalent to 10 over 3 over 5. So, y2 so that is 4 over 3. Okay. So, ngayon, sulat na natin. So, MB max is equivalent to 125 multiplied by 8 over 3 plus 100 multiplied by 10 over 3 plus 50 multiplied by 4 over 3. So, ilan kaya yung MB max natin? .33 kilonewton meter. Again, potential answer. Okay, last case. Case number 3. meters B, 5 meters C, and then this is point A. Okay, case number 3. Dito naman si 50. Bilang ang dalawa or tatlo. Nandito ngayon si 100. Bilang ang dalawa, nandito ngayon si 125. Okay? So, kailangan natin ng dalawang y. y1 and then y2. So, for y1, ilan yung natira dito? Eh di 5. Binawasan mo ng 5 eh. So, y1 over 5 is equivalent to 10 over 3 over 10. So, y1 natin is equivalent to 5 over 3. Okay? So, another y. y2 over, this is 5 plus 2, so that's 7. 10 over 3 over 10. So, y2 is 7 over 3. Seven over 3. Bulayin ko lang. Okay, pwede na natin plug in MB max is equals to 125 multiplied by 5 over 3 plus 100 multiplied by 7 over 3 plus 50 multiplied by 10 over 3. So, ilan kaya si MB max? So, this is 608. Point. Okay, based on the answers provided in different cases, the most probable answer is 733 kasi ito yung pinakamalaki, no? 733.33. Okay? So, let's see if we're correct. 733.33 naman. Okay? So, that's how we answer problem number 15. Series of concentrated moving load. So, yung next problem naman, what if we have series of concentrated load in a trusses? So, stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's start answering problem number 16. So sabi dito, determine the maximum compressive force developed in member BG of the side truss in the figure due to the right side wheel loads of the car and the trailer. Assume the loads are applied directly to the truss and move only to the right. So ngayon, ito yung truss natin, no? So as you can see in the figure, no, the axle will move on the bottom chord of the truss. So it means that we need to create the influence line for the reaction incorporating 1 unit load at the bottom joints, no? So for ito yung mangyayari. So magkakaroon ka ng 1 unit load at A, B, C, D, and E. So ngayon, if we have an equal spaces ng mga joints natin sa bottom chord, you will have the same reaction, just like what we did on our previous examples, no? But if we have unequal, so of course, unequal din ito. Unequal din yung distribution nito. And most of the cases naman, especially in the board exam, equal naman yan, no? Hindi na kayo mapahirapan. Okay? So, the problem here is how do we get the forces FBG first, no? So, we need to determine first the influence line or the shape of the influence line for the force BG. So, ngayon, nandito kasi yung BG. So, mas maganda dyan, mag-method of section tayo. Again, sa method of section, kailangan mo mag-cut ng tatlong forces or tatlong members, no? So, pag kinat ko yan dito, I will consider the left side because I already get the value for the reaction on the left side, no? So, nag-cut tayo. Again, always expose. Kapag na-expose, always assume that it is tension. Okay? Sa ano ko lang ginagawa yan? Sa influence line ko lang ginagawa yan. So, kapag tension, away from the point, yan. So, remember, wala tayong pake dito sa HG tsaka sa BC. Ang gusto lang natin is F, BG. Okay? And then, of course, we do know, or we do want to know, the slope of this one. So, this is 4, this is 3, this is 5. Saan ko kinuha yan? Ito, Ito, tsaka yung hypotenuse nila kapag Pythagorean mo yan. Okay? So ngayon, in order to get the value for FBG, so pwede ako mag-summation forces vertical. Kasi yung dalawang to, horizontal. So wala siyang matutulong, no? So dito tayo. So summation forces vertical equals 0. Upward, positive. So what will happen? So we have RA. So if the 1 unit load is at point A, your value for RA is equivalent to 1.0. Okay? So we have 1. Again, this is based on RA, ha? And then minus 1. This is based on the 1 unit load applied at point A. And then we have positive FBG kasi pataas, no? So plus FBG multiplied by the vertical component, so that is 4, over the hypotenuse is equals to 0. So as you can see in the figure, no, etong dalawang to magka-cancel out. So yung FBG mo dyan is just equivalent to 0. Okay? So that is our first value. So ngayon, our second value, if the 1 unit load is at point B, what is now your reaction? And based on the table that I stated here, again, you can get this on your own naman. Madali lang naman yan. No? Incorporate ka lang ng 1 unit load in each of the point in the bottom chord. No? So your RA is equivalent to 0.75. So lagay natin dito, 0.75. So we have 0.75. Again, this is based on the reaction. Ngayon, yung 1 unit load, meron pa rin. Kasi dito tayo nagkato in between B and C. And remember, yung 1 unit load mo, nasa point B pa lang. So that should be included, no? So minus 1 plus FBG multiplied by vertical over hypotenuse is equal to 0. So FBG mo is equivalent to 0.75 minus 1 plus x 4 over 5. Okay, nakukuha kong answer is positive 0.3125. So that is your second answer. So ngayon, yung third natin is if 1 unit load is at C. So your reaction naman, if that happens, no, is 0.5. Okay? So ngayon, ang reaction natin 0.5, lagay natin, no? But we don't need to anymore to incorporate the 1 unit load kasi nasa point C na siya, and then we consider the left side of the cutting plane. So therefore, wala na yung 1 unit load, hindi na yan natin makikita. No? Ayusin ko lang yung 0.5. So kung hindi na natin siya makita, hindi na natin siya susulat. So plus FBG na lang tayo, 4 over 5, and then equal to 0. So yung FBG natin is equivalent to x4, 5, negative 0.625. Okay? That is our third value. Ngayon yung fourth value natin is if 1 unit load is at point D. So your RA is equivalent to, ito nakikita nyo, no? 0.25. Okay? So again, hindi na natin ilalagay yung 1 unit load. So 0.25 plus FBG. 4, 5 equal to 0. So yung FBG natin is equivalent to negative 0.3125. Negative 0.3125. Okay? And then finally, if the 1 unit load is at point E, so your reaction is 0. So therefore, pag nag-solve ka ng FBG, since wala kang forces, FBG is just equivalent to 0. So we can now write that here. So una, 0, 0.3125, negative 0.625, negative 0.3125, and then FBG is equals to 0. Okay? So 0, 0.3125, negative 0.625, 0.3125, negative ito, ha? And then 0. As you can see, it transitions, no, from positive naging negative. Kasi nga, diagonal siya. Hindi siya top chord, hindi siya bottom chord. So kapag mga ganyang diagonal, you expect that it transition from tension to compression. Okay? Or compression to tension, it depends, no? So yan na po. So ngayon, para makuha natin to, i-drawing na lang. O ito na lang yung drawing natin. Kung okay lang, no? So ito yung 0.3125, nag-iba siya from point B to point C. Okay? Ito D, ito E. So, ibig sabihin, ang height pala dito is 0.3125. But negative, no? Ayan. So, ito nakasulat naman, 0.6125. And remember, meron daw tayong trailer moving to the right. So, ngayon, yung trailer natin, tsaka yung car, ilagay natin. So, again, ang hinahanap is maximum compressive force. So, ibig sabihin, ito ha, maximum compressive force. So, ibig sabihin, we need to incorporate the negative influence line dun sa mga, or we need to incorporate yung mga gulong natin dun sa negative influence line. So, unahin na natin si 1.5. So, ilagay natin si 1.5 dun sa maximum. Saan ba yung maximum? Ito, di ba? So, ayan. Lagay natin dyan. 0. Sorry. Ano ba yan? 1.5 kilo Newton. Sa sukat ka ng dalawa, ngayon, nandito naman si 4 kilonewton. Siguro tanggalin na natin si kilonewton para medyo malinis, no? Okay? And then, sukat ka ng 3. So, nandun si 2. So, meron kang isa dito, no? Meron kang isa natira. So, sukat kang 2. So, nandito si 2. Okay? Okay. So, pag pinagsama yan, 3. Pero kailangan muna natin makuha yung distance na to. Paano ba natin makukuha yung distance na yan? So, tawagin siguro natin tong x. Ito, 3 minus x. Saan nanggaling yung 3 minus x? Kasi yung distance niyan, distance between the points is 3 meters. No? So, ratio in proportion lang naman yan. So, x all over 0.3125. So, itong triangle na to is equivalent to this triangle. So, over 0.3125. Disregard the signs, ha? We don't need the signs. Kasi similar triangle ang ginagawa natin. So, 3 minus x all over 0.625. So, ano kaya yung value ng x? And then, 3 minus x, no? But let's see. So, ang nakukuha ko is yung x daw is equivalent to 1. Kung equivalent to 1 yan, yung 3 minus x is equivalent to 2. So, tama lang pala, itong 4 ay exactly nasa 0. Okay? Kasi, di ba, nag-transition yan from positive to negative. So, meron kang x, 3 minus x is equals to 2. So, ito daw is equals to 2, ito daw is equals to 1. So, sakto lang. So, yung 4 nasa 0. And then yung 2, kailangan nating solvein kung ano yan. So, tawagin nating y yan, no? So, y all over, alin yung natira dito? So, binawasan mo na dalawa ito. So, natira dyan ay 1. So, y over 1 is equivalent to 0.3125 over 3. So, ilan kaya si y? .104 or 5 over 48 na lang para accurate. 5 over 48. Again, that's negative, no? Ay, positive pala, sorry. Nanggaling pala yan sa positive. Okay? So, ngayon, i-calculate na natin, no? So, FBG, compressive, is equivalent to negative 1.5 multiplied by, ito yon maximum, 0.625, negative. Nilagay ko na sa harapan yung negative, ha? And then, anong sunod? Yung 0, so sige, incorporate natin. So, plus 4 times 0. Anyway, wala naman bearing yan. And then, plus, kasi nasa positive siya, no? 2 times 5 over 48. So, this is your case 1. So, let's see if ito yung maximum or yung answer dito. Hindi pa pala natin malalaman kung yan yung maximum. 0.5 So, ang nakukuha ko is negative, double check ko lang, negative 73 or 729. Negative 0.729. 729, o hindi naman yan yung sagot natin, no? Negative 0.729. Okay? So, that is the answer. Ibig sabihin, possible na sa case 2 mangyayari. So, ito yung case 2. So, again, we already solved this one. This is 1. This is 2. Ang ilalagay naman natin dito is yung 4. So, ilagay natin dyan yung 4. So, ilagay natin dyan yung 4. Then, sukat ka ng, ilan ba yung ginawa niya? Dalawa? O, dalawa, nandun yung 1.5. Ito is 2 meters, nandito yung 1.5. And then, sukat ka ng 3, nandito naman si, sino yun? Si 2 kilonewton. Okay? So, this is 3. So, let's see. Ang kailangan natin kuhanin is ito. O, yan, lagyan natin ng y. So, y, ilan yung natira dito? Kung kinuhanan mo yan ng dalawa, natira ka yung isa dito. So, ibig sabihin, 3 meters kasi ito eh. 3 plus 1, that is 4. So, y over 4 is equivalent to negative, o tanggalin na natin yung negative ha, 0.625 divided by, how much is this? 3 plus 3, 6. Okay? So, y is equivalent to 5/12. This is negative ha, kasi nanggaling tayo sa negative triangle. Okay? So, no need anymore ito kasi eksaktong nasa 0.3125 siya. Okay? Pwede na tayo mag-start. So, paano yan? So, F BG is equivalent to 1.5 negative multiplied by 5/12. And then, negative 4 multiplied by 0.625. And then, finally, plus 2 kasi nasa plus siya, no? 2 multiplied by 0.3125. Okay? And then, yung FBG natin siguro is equals to so, ang lumalabas sa akin is negative 2.5. Probably that is not the answer based on what we see earlier, no? Pero sunod tayo. Proceed tayo sa case 3. Okay? So, ito naman yung case 3. So, sa case 3 na to, so, syempre, ilalagay naman natin dito si, sino? Si 2. Kung nandyan si 2, sukat ka ng 3, nandito naman si 4. Tapos, sukat ka ng 2, nandito naman si 1.5. So, may natira kang isa dito, no? Okay? So, ngayon, kailangan natin ito. Ano yung y na yan? So, meron niyang horizontal distance na 1. So, y over 1 is equivalent to 0.625 divided by 6. So, ilan kaya si y? 0.625 divided by 6, that's 5/48. Okay, that's negative kasi nanggaling tayo sa negative triangle. Okay, we can now proceed. So, FBG is equivalent to 1.5. So, negative 1.5 multiplied by 5/48 and then minus 4 multiplied by, ay kailangan pa rin pala natin to, y2. Pero we already got that based on our calculation earlier. So, that is 0.3125. So, point D, no? So, ito ay negative 0.3125. Okay? So, negative 4 times 0.3125. And then, negative 2 multiplied by 0.625. Okay? So, what is the value for our FBG? 548 minus 4, 0.3125 minus 2, 0.625. Okay? So the answer that I've got is negative 2.66 kilonewton. So that is probably the answer since lan yung last na sa-solve natin, tatlong gulong nan naman, and then hindi lumagpas dyan yung dalawang sinolve natin. Oh, probably that's correct, no? 2.66 kilonewton. So that's how you solve problem number 16. And then we have the last problem na lang, no? Don't worry, we will answer it, no? Okay? Okay, so let's try to solve the last problem with this topic, no? So this is problem number 17. So sabi dito, determine the maximum axial force in member BC of the Warren Truss due to the series of 4 moving concentrated loads shown in the figure. So napakarami. So 4 cases yan, no? So ang sabi dito, axial force. So it depends, no? So it can be tension or compression, but upon seeing the truss and member BC ang hinahanap, again, bottom chords are always subjected to tension. So probably all tension to, no? Ngayon, paano natin gagawin ito? So, ang ginawa ko, ganun lang ulit, no? Since 4 meters daw, 4 panels, no? Same distances. So, your reaction will become like this also. Just like what we did on our previous problem, no? So, this is 4 meters. This is 4 meters. This is 4 meters, no? And this is 4 meters. Since this is BC, no? Probably, it's nice to use or it's strategic to use method of section, no? So, ayan yung section natin. Ngayon, expose all the forces in tension, always subjected to tension, no? Even though it is compression. So, yan, tension yan, ito, tension din yan, and then ito, tension din. Okay? So, we don't need these two, ang kailangan lang natin BC, no? Tawagin natin tong F, BC. So, paano kaya natin makukuha si BC? So basically, pakukuha natin si BC kapag nag-take tayo ng moment sa point F to cancel out this FC tsaka FG para wala silang distances, no? So dito tayo magmo-moment and then get the value of FBC. So ngayon, lagay natin summation moment sa F equal 0, clockwise, positive. So ngayon, first thing natin is if the 1 unit load is at point A, your reaction is equals to 1.0. Okay? So, 1 multiplied by, so that is clockwise from point F. So, that's positive, no? Yung reaction pa lang pinag-uusapan natin, ha? Ang distance niya from point F, perpendicular distance is 4. So, multiplied by 4 minus 1 times 4. O, saan nanggaling to? This is based on the 1 unit load applied at point A. Okay? And then, we also have negative FBC kasi moving counterclockwise from point F. So, multiplied by FBC times 4. 4 nga ba? Ayun, 4 yung distance. So, 4. So, ngayon, equal to 0. So, since this 2 cancels out, so yung FBC mo is equals to 0. So, hopefully, na-notice nyo na, no? All of the axial forces start with 0 and ends with 0. Especially if we have influence line, no? If we're tackling influence line. So, lagi nag-i-start sa 0, nag-end sa 0. Okay? So, we have here 1 unit load at point B. So, your reaction there is equivalent to 0.75. So, we have 0.75 based on the reaction multiplied by 4. Ngayon, yung 1 unit load is not already included. Why? Kasi sa point B ka naglagay ng 1 unit load. Sa point B, we don't have perpendicular distance dun sa force, no? Kung nandun yung 1 unit load. So, therefore, it is not included anymore. So, ngayon, negative FBC na lang ito, multiplied by 4, equal to 0. So, yung FBC natin is just equivalent to 0.75. Magka-cancel yung 4. Okay? So, another one. So, siguro dito na lang. If the 1 unit load is at point C. So, ngayon, RA mo is equivalent to 0.5. Okay? So, again, wala nang 1 unit load, pero lagay natin yung reaction, 0.5 times 4, and then rekta na natin kay FBC minus FBC multiplied by 4 equals 0. So, yung FBC natin is equivalent to 0.5. Okay? And then 1 at D, your RA is equivalent to 0.25. So 0.25, this is based on the reaction minus FBC. Wala na yun ha, hindi na natin i-include yung 1 unit load kasi lumagpas na sa cutting plane natin. Kinonsider kasi natin yung left side. Okay? Times 4 equals 0. So yung FBC natin should be equivalent to 0.25. And then finally, 1 at E. So yung RA natin is equivalent to 0. So since wala tayong forces, so yung FBC natin is also equivalent to 0. No? So pwede natin na ilagay yan dito. So start with 0, 0.75, 0.5, 0.25, and then ends with 0. Okay? So we can now draw the influence line. So drawing ko yung influence line for 4 cases. So, sukatin muna natin. Ito yung center. Hatiin ko. So, nag-pick siya dun sa B, no? So, parang ganito. Okay? Okay na yan. Malay na lang natin to. Okay? So, siguro ito yung A, B, C, D, and E. The horizontal distances is 4 meters, 4 meters, and then 4 meters, 4 meters. Okay? So, sunod-sunod naman ito, 0.75, 0.5, 0.25. Okay? So, siguro dito na rin natin lagay yung case 1 natin. So, case 1. Remember sa case 1, ang nagmo-move sa atin is yung gulong from left to right, no? So, ngayon ilalagay natin si 80 sa maximum, no? So, ano ba yung maximum natin? So, dito lagay natin 80. And then, next one is 160. So, what ka ng 2 meters? Okay? So, may natira ka pang 2 dito, no? Tanggalin ko na lang siguro yung meters. Para medyo maayos. 160. 2. May natira ka pang 2. And then, sukat ka naman ng 3. So, meron kang nabawas na 2. So, from here to here is 2. So, siguro sukat ka ng isa. So, nandito naman si another 160. Tama ba? 40, sorry. 40. So, this is 1. And then, may natira kang 3. May natira kang 3. So, that is 4 yung hinihingi. So, 3. May kulang ka pang isa. Kulang ka pang isa. So, nandyan yung another 160. So, this is 1. Okay? So, ang kailangan natin kuhanin, this is the first, no? Ito. Ano ba to? Tawagin nating Y1. Tapos, ito. Parang nag-shift yung distance. Ulitin yun nasa taas ha. Parang hindi pantay. Nag-shift sila. Ayusin ko lang. Tama lang pala. Ito pala wala. Okay? So, ito kailangan natin Y2 and then Y3. Okay? So, ito, align yan dito, ha? Okay. So, ngayon, paano natin kukuhanin si y1? So, si y1 is equivalent to, y1 over ano muna? So, y1, edi ilan to? 4, 6, 4, 8, 12. So, 12 minusan mo ng 4, 8, 12. Minusan mo ng 2. So, that's 10. y1 over 10 is equivalent to 0.75 over 12. 4, 8, 12. Okay? So, ilan si y1? 0.625. Okay? So, sunod, y2 over ilan to? So, that is, this is 3 plus 4, so that's 7. Tama ba? Kasi ito 4, tapos meron kang sobrang 3. So, 7 is equivalent to 0.75 over 12. So, yung y2 natin is equivalent to 0.4375. Okay? And then last one is our y3. So, y3 over, ilan yung natira dito? So, binawasan mo ng isa. So, ito tatlo. Okay? 0.75 over 12. So, y3. 0.1875. So, pwede na natin isolve yan. So, we have 80. FBC muna. So, we have 80 multiplied by 0.75 plus 160 multiplied by 0.625 plus 40 multiplied by 0.4375 plus 160 multiplied by 0.1875. Okay, yung FBC natin is equals to 207.5 kilonewton. So, that is our first answer. Hindi pa natin alam kung yan talaga yung sagot, pero proceed tayo dun sa next case. Case number 2. So, dito na lang. Okay, hindi ko nalalagyan ng mga linya para mabilis. So, this is just 0.75, 0.5, and then 0.25. Okay? So, lagay naman natin, sino na mauuna? Si 160. So, nandito na si 160. So, kung nandyan si 160, sukat ka ng dalawa. So, bandang gitna, nandito ngayon si 80. Tapos, sukat ka ng, ilan yan? Tatlo ba? Sukat ka ng tatlo. So, nandun si 40. So, sobra ito. So, sukat ka ng dalawa ito. Ito tatlo. Nandito si 40. So, may natira kang isa. And then, sukat ka ng tatlo ulit. Kasi 4 yun. Tama ba? Okay. So, nandun si 160. So, meron kang tatlo ulit dito. Tapos meron ka ulit na tirang isa. So, nandito ulit si 160. Okay? So, let's try to solve. So, kailangan mo to y1, ito, y2, ito, y3. Okay? So, y1 over, may tatala lang dalawa dito, kasi 4 yan, no? So, 4 meters isa nito. So, y1 over 2 is equivalent to 0.75 over 4. So, ilan kaya si y2? Ay, si y1? y1. So, that is 0.375. Okay? So, yung y2 naman natin, so y2 over ilan to? So, this is 4 plus 4 plus 1. So, that is 4 plus 4, 8 plus 1, that's 9. Is equivalent to 0.75 d4, 12. Okay? So, y2 is equivalent to 0.5625. Okay? Then, sunod, y3. So, y3 over, ilan to? 4 plus 1, so that is 5, is equivalent to 0.75 divided by 12. So, yung y3 natin is equivalent to 5 pala. 0.3125. Okay? So, let's start. So, we have FBC is equivalent to 80 multiplied by, una, 0.375 plus 160, 0.75 plus 40, y2 is 0.5625 plus y3, which is 160 multiplied by, ano yung y3? 0.3125. Okay? So, ilan kaya si FBC? to 2.5 kilonewton. So, this is our answer for case number 2. So, let's go to case number 3. Okay? So, ngayon, start tayo. So, si 40 naman, no? 40, nandito. So, sukat ka ng tatlo. Nandito si 160. So, yung isa, hindi na natin kailangan. Pero may natira kang 1 dito. Yung isa, sumobra na, yung isang gulong, no? So, lumagpas na yun. Hindi na natin kailangan yun na solve. No? Tapos, sukat ka naman ng 4. Nandun naman si 160. So, 4. Dito yun. Eksakto. So, nandito si another 160. So, ang kailangan mo na lang, ito. Y1. O, sige, Y1. y1 over 1 is equivalent to 0.75 over 4. So, ilan kaya si y1? So, that is 0.1875. Okay? So, pwede na tayo mag-start. So, we have 160 FBC. 160 times 0.1875 plus 40. Probably, this is not gonna win, no? Kasi nabawasan na tayo ng load. 0.75, pero solve na rin natin, no? 0.5. Hindi ko na sinolve yung 160 kasi eksaktong nasa 0.5 siya, no? So that's 140. FBC is 140. So that is case number 3. And then finally, case number 4. Case number 4. So paano to? So drawing muna natin. A, B, C, D, and E. So this is 4 meters, 4 meters, 4 meters, and then another 4 meters. 0.75, 0.5, 0.25. Okay? And then, lagay natin dito yung last 160. So ngayon, nandito na si 40. Ay, 40 ba yun? Check natin. So, 40 nga. So, 4 meters. Lumagpas na yung dalawang gulong. So, pag lumagpas na yung dalawang gulong, edi wala na hindi nakasali. Okay? So, ngayon yung 160, eksaktong nasa 0.75. So, yung 40 naman, 0. So, yung FBC mo is equivalent to 160 times 0.75 plus 40 times 0. So, yung FBC mo is equivalent to 120. So, most definitely, yung pangalawang dulo is hindi na kailangan kasi may lumagpas na gulong. Pero sinolve na rin natin, no? So, ngayon, 120, 140, 222.5, and then 207.5. So, the answer is 222.5. So, yung case 2. So, baka tanungin nyo ako, sir, meron bang shortcut dito para malaman kung ano yung case na mag-govern? So, probably wala kasi it depends on the loading as well as its distances as well as the influence line. So, kailangan ma-solve talaga lahat ng forces. Okay? Or ng cases. So, that's how we solve problem number 17. So, next video, we're going to discuss the approximate analysis of structures. So, stay tuned for that, no? Thank you.